that they're not caving in, they're not going under. You're 2-0 down at Anfield, but we fought back to make a real game of it, and then we're pushing for an equaliser. So you can see they're not going under, they're trying, and there are signs of improvement there. There's no doubt about it, but ultimately this game's about getting points, and we've not been able to get that so far.
I was confident that I will score one day, but of course I wanted to start earlier, scoring and assisting. But it was like this, and I have to accept it. I just know that it will come, and I just try to keep going like that.
What was it like having Diogo Jota's children here today?
No, that was again special. After the tragedy happened, till now I've seen so many special moments where the fans remembered him or our players conducted themselves unbelievable in all these circumstances. And it was again special today to see his children being the mascot, and how emotional it was, I think, already before the game, but also definitely in the 20th minute.
Yeah, another emotional day today at Anfield, but Liverpool did get the win and a first goal for Florian Wirtz. Are we starting to see, Wayne, the best of him, do you think?
Yeah, I think we are. And I think he's had some really good performances this season, but he just hasn't got the goals to go with them. And he was really impressive today. He took up some great positions. He was going out wide, he was coming in the middle of the pitch, and he's starting to get a real good understanding with Kerkez, as we see in here. But I think just some of the positions he was picking up, he was causing Wolves problems all game. We see him here in behind the Wolves midfield, and then Ekitike with a great run. It's a wonderful pass, and Ekitike's unlucky with his finish. So he's showing glimpses of being a top player, which I think he can be for Liverpool. And again here with Kerkez, that's brilliant from Ekitike, and then Wirtz pulling off the shoulder. That's a wonderful pass again from Ekitike, and then a good finish. And then, as we see here, he's willing to run back and put the work in for his teammates. He's defending his own penalty box, and then he's out wide, blocking crosses. So again here with Kerkez, the understanding they're getting is really good, and some great skill here in the penalty box. And then he's unlucky not to get the third goal, so I thought he was excellent today.
Yeah, and is there a particular challenge, you think? You've played with players who've come from the Bundesliga, that league presents in terms of how you adapt to the Premier League?
Yeah, I remember Bastian Schweinsteiger when he first joined Manchester United, and he was surprised at the pace of the Premier League, and he liked to get his foot on the ball and slow the game down, and sometimes you need time to adapt to it.
Yeah.
OK.
Trying. We're as a group of staff are working really hard, of course, but the players are giving everything. They're trying really hard as well, and they are showing that they're not caving in, they're not going under. You're 2-0 down at Anfield, but we fought back to make a real game of it, and then we're pushing for an equaliser. So you can see they're not going under, they're trying, and there are signs of improvement there. There's no doubt about it, but ultimately this game's about getting points, and we've not been able to get that so far.
In football, it's about results, and so many times this season our performances have been good without a result. Today, a large part of the game I liked, but there were definitely also parts of the game I didn't like. And but the end product of it all, a win, is definitely what I like.
Well, Liverpool are on a 4-game winning run in all competitions, as you can see there. And it has been very, very shaky. Even in that game, actually, it was a little bit tough for them at times. But do you think that this Liverpool side have turned a corner now?
I'm not convinced yet. And I think, I thought at the start of the season they were winning more games than they should have compared to performances. Yeah. So I'm not convinced that they've turned a corner. And even at home against Wolves today, I thought they were not convincing enough. If you look at where Wolves are in the table, they actually made a game of it with 20 minutes to go, which you don't expect at Anfield. You expect Liverpool to take the 3 points quite comfortably.
Yeah, what do you think, Tim?
They're not there yet, but they were so good last year, wasn't they? They wrapped it up with probably 3 weeks to go, didn't they? It looked like they were steamrolling everyone. It's been poor. And they got to bounce back. It's a huge football club. It's a massive club. The good news is, take the positives out of it, I think Wirtz gets his first goal, which is huge for him. And he's shown glimmers in the last few weeks. A good pass for Isak, and he unfortunate to get injured in that incident last week at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But I think there is science there. But Wolves, let's factor in, like, Wolves were very competitive against Arsenal, wasn't they? You know, so, you know, they knew it's going to be difficult because all them Wolves players now, they're playing for their future elsewhere. They don't want to be in the Championship. The club's going to the Championship, but the players want to stay in the Premier League. So they're almost in the shop window, playing and rehearsing now in the Premier League for someone to come and take them. So it's going to be difficult for anyone who plays them, but you should be beating them. I mean, the expectation is when you play against Wolves, this was good. This was a positive as well. Frimpong going down the outside there, not a lot of room to work with, but that's why they bought him. You know, he's very direct. He's completely different to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Great pullback and a wonderful controlled finish there, Ida, from Gravenberch.
Wonderful side foot, found his spot. Great finish. Arguably, in my opinion, arguably Liverpool's best player this season, Gravenberch. Makes them tick. And this was a lovely move by Ekitike. And just great little movement by Wirtz, finding that space, finding the pocket. And a goal that not only himself, but many of us have been waiting for. So fair play to him.
Yeah, Wirtz, I mean, we know the talent that he has, but he just hadn't got on the score sheet yet. Big moment for him to score today.
Yeah, and Ida would tell you more than me. He was a goal scorer, and it plays on your mind, Ida, doesn't it, when it's been a long wait, you know? So not that you had too long to wait.
I think in modern day football and the way things with social media and everyone jumping, everyone having their opinion, the longer it drags on, that first goal, the more it plays on your mind. So
with the price tag as well.
With the price tag and everything that adds up. Let's not forget, it's his first season in the Premier League, completely different to the Bundesliga.
Takes time to adapt,
Takes time to adapt, and you know, you can see physically there's a lot of room for improvement there. But I think anyone who's watched the game of football can see the glimpses of talent that he's shown us.
Yeah.
And we just saw Liverpool concede from another set piece, which seems to have happened quite a lot this season, Tim, as you can see. Not great reading.
This needs addressing. I mean, 100%, if you're a manager, the coaching staff, you have to look at this. They will know all about this.
They do have a set-piece coach, though.
Of course, but, you know, you shouldn't need a set-piece coach. They need work on it. It's down to the players to get their head on that first ball. If they don't get on, you work on the second one. It's not good enough.
Why? Why are they so bad this season?
Well, I wish, if I knew that, Arne Slot would know that. I mean, it's just not happening from a set piece. It's almost like they switch off. You know, they're not alert enough. They're not putting their head on that first ball enough. Canate and Virgil haven't been the same two players. They've got good height in their team. You know, they've got a lot of mid. Gravenberch is a big guy. You know, they've got players who can get their head it. They have to go and do it. It's all right being big. You've got to want to head that ball, and you want to be defending set pieces, diligent and organisation. I think the coaching staff needs to work on that, because that's going to let them down. You know, they could outplay teams, and all of a sudden they could get a set piece later on in the game, and you end up losing the game because you haven't organised it. So that 100% needs some looking at.
OK, well...
Florian, congratulations. Another win for Liverpool. And what was it like to get your first Liverpool goal?
Yeah, it was very nice. The feeling on the pitch with the fans around. Yeah, I was very happy, and I'm still. So, yeah, I like it.
Did you always feel a goal was coming for you, or was a bit of anxiety starting to creep in?
No, I was confident that I will score one day, but of course I wanted to start earlier, scoring and assisting. But it was like this. I have to accept it. But yeah, I just know that it will come, and I just try to keep going like that.
It's another win for Liverpool, but should it have been easier on the day?
Yeah, for sure. I think we played a brilliant first half. I think we get all the time we lose the ball, we get it directly back, and everyone was working really hard. And then in the second half, in the end, the last 20-25 minutes, we made it ourselves a bit difficult. To be honest, I cannot explain why, but we have to talk about this training, because we have to change that. Yeah.
It's 6 unbeaten now. Is top 4 the minimum requirement for Liverpool?
Yeah, I mean that's the way how we want to do it. We want to be there. We want to be on top of the table, and it's been not an easy start for us. But I think in the last games we're doing better and better, and getting the points. And we're just trying to win every game now. And today we have the next 3 points. That's good.
Well, there's a man certainly beginning to find his feet at long last at Liverpool. Let's see how his manager Arne Slot reflects on today's win.
Arne, another victory and into the top 4. How do you feel after all of that?
Happy, because in football it's about results, and so many times this season our performances have been good without a result. Today, large part of the game I liked, but there were definitely also parts of the game I didn't like. And but the end product of it all, a win, is definitely what I like.
Football can so often be an interesting game like that, can't it? Because when you score 2 in 90 seconds or so, it then looks like maybe the third comes and the fourth comes, but obviously it's not always that easy.
No, that's true, but there are also positive things to take. So if you look at the amount of players we miss, I had to bring 2 players in that only trained 1 day. Cody Gakpo out for 3 weeks, trained 1 day, had to bring him in. Conor Bradley out for a week, trained once, had to bring him in. Had to bring 18-year-old in, Trainioni. So that tells you how many players we miss. And then still to win your games with, again, conceding a set piece. That is the positives, because the last 2 games we've conceded a set piece. And throughout the whole season that has led to us losing that game. But in the last 2 games we were able to win those both games, and that is the positives that we take from the last 2 games.
Another positive today, of course, the first Liverpool goal for Florian Wirtz. He seemed to be obviously very happy to score it, but there seemed to be great celebrations from the team now that he's got that first goal.
Yeah, I think the team has seen how much he did already for us, creating chances, being so close to a goal, and everybody that's into football knows if you don't score, what then is being said about you, and I think all the players know this as well. So for him to score his first goal is nice, but it's only a start. I think with his qualities, and he knows best, he will gonna score much more goals than only 1 for us. And but again, the focus is always on the result. The focus is always on who scores and who has the assist. But I think Florian did more than only scoring a goal today. He was involved in many of our moments where we created chances.
And Clinton, we'll talk about Florian Wirtz in just a moment, but let's just talk about the game overall, because it'll say 4 wins in a row in all competitions. Liverpool, for the timing at least, up into the Champions League spots, up into 4th place ahead of Chelsea's game that's just got underway at home to Aston Villa. But they remain, despite finding some form, unconvincing, don't they? They made heavy weather of the game that, in truth, they shouldn't have.
Yeah, they did, but it don't matter. At the end of the day, it's about the 3 points. But you're right, Si, it was really difficult for them. But as I say, that Wolves can make it difficult. Made it difficult for Arsenal a few weeks ago. So they are a team that were defending their numbers. And credit to Wolves in the second half, they had a goal. But in the first half, I thought Liverpool were dominant. Ekitike, Wirtz was outstanding, causing all kinds of problems. He now looks like he's
found his feet, hasn't he?
Found his feet. But I thought he would play in that number 10, finding his feet. He's actually playing to the left-hand side, finding his feet into little pockets, not naturally on the wide, but in pockets. And yeah, they look a real threat at the moment, but they still got that nervousness about them, Liverpool, at the moment. But I don't think Arne Slot will mind that, because at the moment they're winning football matches, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, there's absolutely still that vulnerability to Liverpool that's been their Achilles heel through so much of the season. Just continuing on Florian Wirtz for now, talk about him finding his feet. Merce sort of getting to his feet. I assume Chelsea have just gone close. Is that right?
I'll tell you. Ball played into Cole Palmer. He turns, he volleys it just inside the box. It goes just wide, and Merce was up celebrating.
He was.
Let's move on, Sam.
He was. Let's continue our chat. Continue our chat about Liverpool and Florian Wirtz. I mean, with the games they got coming up and the players they've got missing, I don't think Arne Slot will garner too much sympathy talking about the players he's got missing with the players they brought in during the summer. But the games they've got to come, they've got Leeds at home, then Fulham away, and then that big game against Arsenal away as well. Ekitike overall, with the absence of Isak now, a lot falling on his shoulders. How was he overall?
Oh, he was brilliant. You need to see the assist for his goal. It's fantastic. The way he just flicks it around the defender, spins the other side, beats another defender, and then rolls it to Wirtz where he could have the shot. It was a fantastic piece of skill, and he always looks lively. He doesn't play as a natural number 9. He wants to get involved. He's not a striker. He doesn't want to have few touches. He wants to have a lot of touches, but he's a clever footballer. But if he drops in, that's where they got other runners in behind. That's where they did miss Dominic Szoboszlai, who's been their best player this season. I do think they'll miss him. He'll be back for the next game anyway. But yeah, I thought he's been outstanding, and they're going to need him with no Salah, no Isak, and the attacking players. And I thought Chiesa done well on that right-hand side as well.
Because he got a rare start today.
Yeah, he did.
Overall, I mean, we've seen how positive he's been off the bench so far this season. As a starter, also positive today overall?
Yeah, I thought he did well. I thought he combined on the right-hand side ever so well with Frimpong, who had a good game as well. But he got 60 minutes. He's never going to be a starter. But with the injuries they've got at the moment, with Gakpo just coming back from injury that was on the bench, I thought he did really well. It was the right game to put him in against a weak Wolves side, who, I must say, did well in the second half.
Yeah, and they did show some fight. But the simple truth is it's now 18 games that had a win in the Premier League this season. The last time that happened in the top flight, you'd have to go back to 1902-03 and a certain Bolton Wanderers. It's 11 league defeats in a row. I mean, at the moment, it's not a question of whether or not they go down. They will be heading to the Championship.
100%.
It's whether they could even threaten Derby County's record low of 11 points because they're 9 points still away from that.
Well, the way he's looking at the moment, you're thinking where they're going to get their next point from. And you know what annoys me, and it must annoy Wolves fans, is today against Liverpool, second half, they show up. Against Arsenal, they show up. When it's teams in and amongst them, that is where they're losing football matches. And that's the frustration, I think, for Wolves fans this season. It's been so frustrating. I do feel sorry for the Wolves fans as well. They still go in their numbers and support their team. They know they'll be in the Championship. But that's the one thing they should be aiming for now, is to beat Derby's record. You don't want that as a football club.
And Rob Edwards' record so far, played 7, lost 7. Do you think he regrets the move?
No, because his bank balance is looking really healthy. And that's the honest truth about it. He's obviously left there. And I know it's a Premier League team. He knew when he took that job that he would be going into Wolves and they would be playing Championship football. I know Middlesbrough are still doing well at the moment, but I don't think you can regret any job because
even if you end up finishing a season with a load of unwanted records, right?
But he knew that. He knew he was going into a club like that.
He have gone there thinking we'll finish the season.
No, he definitely thought he could get a bounce from them, for sure. But at the end of the day, he knew what he was going into. He must have had some reassurances from hierarchy that even if they struggle massively how they're doing at the moment, he'll still be in charge next season for the Championship. But hopefully they can back him in January. But are you going to spend a lot of money when you know you're going to get relegated? It's really difficult for Rob Edwards. But listen, I think they'll give him time, and I think he'll... Well, I don't know, but in my honest opinion, he should be there come the start of next season.
Emotional day, a very emotional start to proceedings. You playing a part with the family and leading the teams out, of course, today as well. There's such a noise around Anfield with both sets of fans coming together. From the outside looking in, it was powerful, it was emotional. And how was it for you guys?
Yeah, very powerful. But it was an absolute honour to have the boys with me. Listen, I didn't expect anything less from Anfield and also from the Wolves fans. So, it was you can say a very emotional start, but I think it was also a very proud moment to have them and have obviously Diogo with us and forever in our heart. That's always going to be the case, but to have them out there on the pitch in front of the cup, hopefully it will be happening a couple more times in the future as well. And today was a good day for it. Proud moment.
And ahead of tonight's Saturday Night Football, Liverpool into the top 4 after that win against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Let's have a quick touch on the Saturday Night Football. I know Mercy's paying particularly close attention to Chelsea against inform Aston Villa. 23 minutes on the clock. Chelsea, the upper hand so far, Merce?
Yeah, very much so. Chelsea are dominating the game, but Villa look a little bit of a threat on the counter. But Chelsea got to move the ball quicker. They're dominating the game, got to move the ball quicker and have got to score while they're on top.
And Arsenal remain title favourites, 11-8 on after that win against Brighton this afternoon. I've never seen Merce get out of his chair more times unless there's an offer of snacks over there. What's it? Hey?
Ball gets whipped in by Neto and João Pedro is onside and he just comes in. He's just got to place it. He hits it straight at the keeper. It's a massive opportunity. Neto off the right-hand side. It's a big chance. Hits the keeper in the head, I think, as it goes. As he comes out, he hits his head and then it's cleared. But Chelsea have been by far the better team in the first 24 minutes.
76% possession so far for Chelsea. And the outcome of this game from a Villa point of view, heading into that huge game away to Arsenal on Tuesday, for you very much dictates perhaps what happens on Tuesday.
Watching the first 24 minutes, if Villa play like that for the first 24 minutes at the Emirates, in the next game, Arsenal will be leading after 24 minutes. They move the ball far quicker than Chelsea and they will definitely score if Villa play like this.
Well, we'll be watching that one on Tuesday. Just want to finish things off with Sue, because we had a breakaway to hear from Virgil van Dijk. Just a quick one on Bournemouth. I mentioned how many goals they conceded, but they conceded 3 or more goals in the last 6 away games. How defensively does Iraola, when they were so good last season, we know about the players who've gone, does he get things back on track defensively?
Well, they were wide open, and every time Brentford went forward, whether that was a counter-attack in that first half, they were just breaking through them really easily, and Cook in the end had to go back into the centre-back position with Senesi. So they've had a lot of change in that back line. So I suppose it's just a case of trying to get that consistency again. But much better in the second half, but obviously needs to be better defensively.
Yeah, they really do. We are out of time. Dino, thanks for your company this afternoon. Wonderful jumper again. Dawes, good to see you as well. Enjoyed the trip home. Sue, great to see you.
Cheers.
Clinton, glad you arrived in the end.
Yeah.
Difficult journey, wasn't it, down on this Christmas Saturday. Yeah. And Mers, thanks for being here this afternoon as well. We will see you on Tuesday night for what will be a lively evening, that is for sure. It remains 0-0 at Stamford Bridge. In Scotland, will Hearts suffer their second away defeat of the season? Celtic cashed in. The gap is now 3 points. Celtic still with a game in hand. But Arsenal, after they were knocked off top of the perch for a couple of hours, are back at the top. Have a great rest of the weekend.
Liverpool fans have had to wait quite a while for a Florian Wirtz goal. He's finally delivered. Is it always a case of just because of the amount of money that's paid for a player, it just adds so many different layers of pressure? Or has he disappointed since he's arrived?
Listen, he started off very slowly, but it's not easy to get used to the requirements of the Premier League. Obviously, it's very physical. It's very much end-to-end, a lot faster, and there's a lot less space in the areas that he plays in, especially. But over the last, month or so, he's been playing much, much better. He's been getting on the ball. His progressive passes have been better. He's been receiving in the ball in them danger areas. Like you said, he scored today, a very nice goal, accomplished finish. By the way, great work from Ekitike again. I mean, he is a
player.
He's a special player. I love watching him play. He's a player that gets you out your seat. Every time he touches the ball, you're like, what's he going to do? He's that good. But I think overall, the link-up play between him and Wirtz today especially was really good. They was both looking for each other. They were both on the same wavelength. And it's positive strides.
Yeah, positive strides forwards. Let's hear from Liverpool fan Peter Bolster. Peter, first of all, before I get you onto the action, great to see you. Love the Christmas tree in the background as well. Very nice touch. Look, can I just ask you about the Diogo Jota tributes that we saw today? Obviously playing Wolves, one of his former clubs too. Liverpool seem to, whenever tragedy strikes, they seem to react with so much class and they do things the right way, don't they?
Yeah, very much so. And obviously today's a day not really about football. It shows you how it pales in significance. But it shows you how important it is as well that you see two groups of supporters come together. And I think you just noted that Liverpool fans sang on the 20th minute, but the Wolves fans sang on the 18th minute as well, because obviously that was a shared number at Wolves. And it was just a class act from both clubs. And like I said, it doesn't really matter about the result today when you think about the impact of Diogo Jota and what it's had on the club and what it's had on his family. And my thoughts obviously are towards the Jota family, and football really doesn't matter. But I'm sure we're going to talk about that now anyway.
We are, but well said. Yeah. I think it was absolutely spot 100%. On. Look, before we got to you, we were talking about Florian Wirtz, first goal for Liverpool, a lot of pressure on his shoulders after the big move over. Have you seen, like Jay said, signs that things were turning and changing for him?
Yeah, absolutely. But I think I've watched him. I see a real footballer in Florian Wirtz at Liverpool. I mean, me and Jay had a bit of a debate earlier on in the season. Jay said he should play on the left-hand side. I said he shouldn't. Obviously, he's been playing well over the last month or so. But
he is as well, by the way.
Yeah, no, he is. But Liverpool, and we'll come on to this, but Liverpool don't look great playing football in the sense of what identity are Liverpool, what system are they playing, what are we going to be moving forward, because we're getting results at the moment. But again, it was very unconvincing today, and Florian Wirtz was brilliant again today, and he got his goal. And just so everyone is very clear on what it's like to be inside Anfield, Liverpool fans stick by the manager, they stick by the players. And when Liverpool were frustrated today and they scored the first goal, there was a celebration, of course, but the second goal, when Florian Wirtz scored, the Liverpool fans were elated just because our boys scored the goal, basically. And it wasn't the fact that he's 116 million, it was like, he's right, Florian Wirtz has finally scored a goal. So he's got the full backing from the Liverpool fans. But just moving forward, I'm just a little bit frustrated with where are Liverpool going, because we look like we're living from week to week at the moment.
Pete, but one thing I would say is, like, today, for example, like, you guys dominated the game possession-wise, right? I'm just looking at the stats now. You got 14 shots, 4 on target. Okay, that can be better. But Frimpong's back in the side. He hasn't really played much. Kirkes is obviously playing, so they're kind of getting used the balance of the team, the way they're playing, you know, which side they're going to dominate and whatnot. Obviously, Ekitike is now playing because Isak has, you know, broken his leg, where before they was looking to play maybe a 4-4-2 diamond with 2 up front. Now Slots has to change that again and go back to 4-2-3-1. But I felt like today was a good performance. It's never going to be an easy game, especially against a team that's fighting for their lives in a relegation battle. But you've come away with another, you know, win, and it's a good win. I don't think there's much to complain about here.
No, I completely disagree, Jay. I think it was very much... in the first half, I was watching Liverpool and they come out very confident, and possession-wise, we were completely in control, very, very dominant performance. But it was very much like watching England play, when you see a bunch of individuals selected, but there isn't a clear identity of how to play. As the game was going on, you were looking at it thinking, well, it was a bit like England versus San Marino. We should be 1 or 2-0 up here, but we're not. And it started to get the players...
Yeah, you created the opportunities, is what I'm saying, though. Like, if you don't score the opportunities, that's another question, right? But
no, I don't.
Okay, so what was the identity last year?
The identity last year is very much what Jürgen Klopp was the season before, and I think that's why Arne got a lot of credit. What I'm a little bit concerned about now is that, and I said before, Liverpool fans are always backing the players, they're always backing the manager, and I am one of the Liverpool fans being inside the ground just then. But there is a lack of identity. I don't know where we're going. It's very boring watching Liverpool at the moment. It's very slow. It's very pedestrian. It's very sideways. It's very backwards. And I disagree about us making chances. Ekitike, you said earlier on in the show, Jay, that Ekitike is brilliant. He is. He's igniting this Liverpool resurgence at the moment, single-handedly, it feels like. Because it was his chance where he hit the inside of the post was the only chance before the first 2 goals.
That was unlucky as well. That was a great little piece of skill there where he just dug it out.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, the second half was absolutely very despondent from Liverpool. They come out, they started giving the ball away, they invited pressure, they conceded the goal, and it was back to the wall.
But do you not think, but all of the teams at the moment really seem to be doing that. Like, even Arsenal are doing that today. Like, they're playing Brighton. Like, they do that as well. You know, last week Arsenal played against Wolves, 2 own goals. But at the end of the day, the wins are important, because at this time of the season, when there's games every other day, it's hard to get performances day in, day out. You just need to get yourself over the line. And I feel like that's what Liverpool's doing. There's a lot of positives. I know it's not the Liverpool we see last year and the years before with Klopp and whatnot, but I still feel like there's positive strides.
I think, Peter, just before you go, obviously 4 wins in a row, 4th in the table now. 10 points adrift of Arsenal, yes, but you're picking up the results now going in. What do you need to see from your side in January? Because we know it's been much talked about, the big summer transfer window that you had. We understand there's still money to be spent if needs be in January. What would you like to see the club do?
I'd like to see Liverpool sign a forward and a centre-half. I think there was
a forward?
A forward? Who played up front for Liverpool today?
Ekitike.
Exactly, but what happens to our front three? There is no front three anymore. We're lacking.
But you got hold on. You got Rio, you got Gakpo,
Rio
got
doesn't play
Wirtz,
football.
You got Ekitike.
But Rio doesn't play football, does he? He doesn't get selected.
I'm saying he's there to get selected, though.
But he doesn't, though, Jay. And I think just before I do go, you're a former footballer. When you go out, you've got a management instruction. I wonder, what is this instruction at the moment? What is the identity of Liverpool? Where are we going in the next match? Where's the match after that? Where's the match after that? Because at the moment, I don't see a clear identity of how we play. We are winning football matches through sheer quality of the players that are selected, rather than, oh, this is the way Liverpool play. This is how we win a football match. This is how we score a goal. I don't see that right now.
Yeah, it's an interesting time for Liverpool fans. Peter, thanks so much.
Pete, thanks very much, mate.